So, you might be wondering, is this last Robot Master tough? Well, sort of. It's Swordman.
I'm Swordsman.
Or Swordsman, as it sounds like you just said. So, last time I mentioned that Searchman was voiced by Matthew Mearsbergen, and that another Robot Master was also voiced by him. Well, there was only one other Robot Master other than Searchman, and it's Swordman. So, Swordman stage is pretty interesting. It's also one where, you know, it utilizes the beginning of the game weapons a lot. But unlike other stages, it's not encouraged, it's kinda necessary. So, I found the room where it kinda just, well, throws you into the grinder, as it were. We gotta use Thunderclaw, both for platforming and to just hit these switches to prevent our death. Cause, yeah, those crushers will absolutely destroy you if you touch them, so do be careful. Oh, and some of the setup here is also rude. Also good to note, the torches right here can be stopped with ice. And at the end of this little section, we've got a button to press and many enemies that are just kind of hanging out. If you need to grind weapon energy because you used up a lot of weapons elsewhere, I guess that's what that's for, because you do need all of them. It's also worth noting, did you notice the picture by the teleporter we just used? If you didn't, well, it looks a little something like Flash Grenade. So, Flash Grenade will actually light up the background in these rooms, and you want to do that, because you might have noticed the murals in the background. This is the correct order in case you didn't. So yeah, easy enough. If you mess up, just try again. Honestly, Flash Bomb is probably the least necessary in its own section of this level, but it is nonetheless very useful. Oh yeah, we also have just a little handy map at the start as well. And then, of course, we have this symbol here, which is a little bit of tornado. We're not going to need Tornado Hold immediately. That one, however, does require Tornado Hold, and this one, yeah, Tornado Hold is very good to actually get the switch thing, whatever this is, up and over the platforms here. Though, sometimes it does it itself. I'm gonna be honest, I don't entirely understand these things always. For the most part, you need Tornado Hold, but yeah, sometimes they just kind of magnetize to whatever. Shrug. Tornado Hold is also very useful to make sure you don't get hit by the weird head enemies, heads on treadmills. They're very annoying and they drop erratically, and I hate them for it. They ruined many a good run. But yeah, Tornado Hold will destroy them and keep you safe. And now we have the last section, so gotta use Ice Wave to make these torches not kill you. I'm pretty sure these are one-hit kills. Future me, if they're not, could you just, you know, throw up a message here? I hate to give you work in the middle of the video. I mean, I don't personally, but I know you'll hate it, but yeah, just, those are one-hit kills, right? Ah, well. Whatever the answer was, we're done with that section, so we don't have to care. Of course, we will have to care about one-hit kills coming up in this next room, because when we go down, we have a mini-boss, and also the perfect opportunity to use Search Missile. Search Missile is another fairly straightforward weapon. We've got a few of those in this endgame bit, but considering how elaborate they were able to get with the rest of the weapons, I suppose it makes more sense to give you those in the first half of the game so that you can have levels like Swordman stage. But yeah, it's a projectile, it homes in a bit. It's a good old Horming Torpedo. Now, this mini-boss has two phases. There we go, phase 2. That hammer's just gonna come in, break the platform, and yeah, now we're in danger of falling into lava. Or we would be, but Flash Bomb kinda breaks this phase, so Yeah, you should have maybe kept moving on, moving around, moving up and down, and all around, Duchess. Oh well, second half of the stage, I don't like as much. It's one of those levels where you have a platform that you move by pressing buttons on it, so stay to one end of the platform, keep jumping, and then just use that to travel along lava. And of course there are also magma geysers that will lift the platforms up. I will say, this level does have generally very creative puzzles and, of course, good backgrounds as well. This background is just cool as hell. I really like it. But yeah, even parts like this, where you have a geyser that's an obstacle if you don't make it through fast enough, because that will absolutely kill you on spikes, but is then useful for platforming, so if you're fast, you can just use the one all the way at the end and then use the normally dangerous one to continue without stopping yourself too much. Like, it's pretty creative. I just don't like this kind of platforming, to be entirely honest. It's not my thing. I find it kind of tedious, even when it's not, like, super tedious. This is an innocuous enough level. Also, I do appreciate that the level gives further hints as to what weapons you might want to use. Honestly, the puzzles and just the fact that it does encourage you to use the weapons are all really creative. I love how they use the weapons.
Nothing personal, but I've...
Nothing personal, kid. Alright, so Swordman is another boss where you're probably going to want to use the tells, or the voice as tells. His animations are pretty good. I'm not going to say he's super difficult to read animation-wise, but a few of these attacks I find easier to dodge when he just says, Flame Sword. Again, I didn't really have sound to work with when I was, actually doing this, so made Swordman a little harder, but not like Clownman hard. In comparison, Swordman is very simple, but pretty fun. I think dodging all his moves is mostly pretty fun, except the one where he summons a giant head. I don't know, I'm always worried it's just gonna come out of nowhere, but I think it tended to just kind of hang out towards the middle. I think that's because I always kept Mega Man in the middle, so like, yeah, no, it's sort of when he leaps up into the air and poses, that's the actual summon. So, pretty easy to dodge, but I am paranoid about these things sometimes.
Nice shot.
Thanks, Swordman, you're very honorable. But yeah, that's just my brain. It actually functions perfectly well, and is very easily dodgeable. Again, I just get paranoid. Sometimes I feel like these things are a little more random than they actually are. Flame Sword! Oh, with a name like that, I feel like most people are going to assume that it's their least favorite weapon. Of course, next time on Mega Man 8, we're actually going to be in the Wily Castle. I'm not going to bother doing cleanup for this game. I'm just going to buy what I feel like buying, and that'll be that. But at some point, we will take a look at Flame Sword. For the time being, though, let's go back to the shop and see what we can buy with these last bolts. There are only so many bolts in the game, though, so be wary of what you buy, because you can't sell, and yeah, you don't have enough bolts in the game to buy everything, which I think is kind of dumb, but, that's a decision they made when making the game, so fair enough. Just be wary of what you purchase, but also some items are clearly better than others. It's just kind of annoying that you can't get them all, but that's just gamer brain talking. Anyway, speaking of gamer brain, I guess we beat the coolest robot master, 'cause he had a sword.